Hi guys, we had about a foot of snow the other day, so it's going to be a good day to go in and work on the welding cart. Okay, we threw some paint on this thing here a couple of days ago, and it was pretty cold here in the garage yet, and when I tried to throw a second coat of paint on things, we got kind of this wrinkling thing going on, so just have to live with that until the weather warms up and gives me a better time to just sand some of that down and repaint it. It's no big deal though. Made a little modification to the tool tray. I added these holes in the corner of the box. I'll give a place for debris and any water it could possibly collect in there to get out. Alright, I got these kind of snap hooks here to put on the ends of the chain. Just makes it easy to latch the chain onto the cart. Okay, so for this torch rig I'm going to be using these Harris regulators. Here's the regulator for the propane, and you'll see that it says LP gas only on it. It does not have the markings on it like you see for acetylene for overpressure. Acetylene can self-ignite at high pressure, so there's usually a red mark on there. This one doesn't have that. You can use acetylene valves for propane, but it's not really a recommended practice. And also propane has compounds in it that can attack seals and things that are in regulators and hose. So you want to be sure you use the equipment that's rated for it, just to avoid things from degrading over time. I picked this hose for no particular reason other than I guess the cost of it, and also that it is a T-grade hose. You want to be sure that you have T-grade when you're using propane. It has a liner in it. So this is usable with all fuel gases. This one's Teflon lined. You'll see them lined with other things, but the point of it is that your standard acetylene hoses that are not lined will not hold up to propane use. This is going to make some incredibly nasty noise taking it off, but it's because of the rust on here. You want to make sure that this is clear. You can even crack the valve open just to eject any dust that might be in there. You want to make sure that socket's in good condition. Okay, and then I just use a crescent wrench to tighten things up. This wrench I've used in industry for a lot of years. It's literally put on hundreds of gas cylinders. Make sure that the regulator's backed out all the way. Now I'm going to install the fuel regulator. One thing you'll notice on fuel regulators is that this nut right here has notches in it, which the other nuts do not have, indicating that it is for fuel. And also this will have left-handed threads on it. Your typical cylinder used for grilling will have these outer threads on them, but this uses the internal threads inside of here. They're known as POL threads. There is a plunger in here that will release some gas as you tighten this up, so you want to be aware of that and make sure you're not around anything that may possibly ignite it. My torch already has flame arresters built into it, but I'm going to also add a set of them right at the regulators. These are also left-handed, right-handed thread for the fuel or the oxygen, so you have to make sure you're putting the right one on. And these just add an extra level of protection should a flashback try to travel down the hose and get back to one of the tanks. Next we're going to install the hoses on here. These are Siamese together, so you can see they're joined, but they can easily be pulled apart. Because of the difference in height with this short propane tank up to the oxygen, we're going to have to split this a little ways. So I'm going to need to move this collar that they have on here down the hose a little bit and make sure we got enough hose length to get both of the cylinders. With a little bit of the hose separated out so that I can get them to both cylinders. Just screw the hose on. It's a dry fitting. You never want to put any kind of sealant or Teflon tape or anything on these fittings. It won't do you any good, and it's just a ball joint connection that's in there, so it needs to be clean and dry. Again, these nuts are marked with the notches on them to show that this is the fuel hose, and also this is left-handed thread like everything else in the fuel system. And up on the oxygen side, got right-handed threads. Same thing applies, no oil, no sealant. Just screw it on, tighten it with a wrench. Notice that this one's marked with an F, that's for fuel. That designates that it can be used for all kinds of fuels. So the seals in this torch are adequate for propane. Cheaper torches may just have an A on there for acetylene, or they may not. They may just be knockoff copies that don't really tell you what kind of fuel you can run in them, in which case you're kind of on your own. But quality brand tools will tell you the correct fuels that they can accept, and you want to be sure you use the right ones. Attaching the torch is just like hooking up to the cylinders. You've got the notch nut right here that goes onto the fuel hose, which is red, and it's left-handed threads. And the oxygen fitting is right-handed threads. And tighten those up with a wrench. This is the cutting head of my Victor torch, and I need to add a tip to this thing. I have a 0 and a 00 tip here, and they're also designated GPN for propane. These tips fell right kind of within the size of the material that I'm going to need to cut, so I got the two different sizes just because one may work better than the other. One thing you'll notice about propane tips is that they're two-piece. It's not the way it is with acetylene or other fuels for that matter. The tip is recessed, which also makes it different. The acetylene's more flush across the end. You have to be sure that you match the type of tip that you're using to the fuel that you're using, and also to the thickness of material that you're going to cut. My torch came with this Victor manual, and it has charts in it, as well as all the safety habits that you should develop around this kind of equipment. But it tells you the size of material that you're going to cut, what size tip to use, what's pressure oxygen to use, what pressure fuel to use, what kind of speed you should be expecting to get out of the operation, and also what kind of a curve fit you're going to get. So a lot of useful information in here. If you don't have the book, you can download it online and print it out. I just put mine in a plastic bag and throw it in the tray for safekeeping and reference. Our regulator's all hooked up. It's totally backed out, and crack open the valve. Now we need to set the pressure on the regulator. Right now we've got the valve completely opened up and we're showing over 2,000 pounds pressure in here. Okay, first we have to open up the torch oxygen knob, and then also this one. Each one of the red lines, larger red lines on here, is 10 pounds. So 10, there's 20. I'll just start it somewhere kind of in the middle of the recommended pressure for now. And turn the oxygen off. Our propane tank, we're just going to open this up a little bit so it can be shut off quickly if there's an emergency of some kind. You can see that we've got some pressure showing over here. With the fuel valve opened up a little bit, we're going to set the pressure for the fuel at about 3 to 5 pounds. And remember, you're releasing raw fuel into the air, so make sure you're not near any ignition sources. Okay, start the torch. We're just going to turn on the fuel valve a little bit, light it, and then add some oxygen to it. Nice thing about propane is you don't have that nasty black stuff flying all over in the air. Okay, shut down the torch. We're just going to turn off the oxygen and then turn off the fuel. If you turn off the fuel first, it'll burn back into the tip and make a loud popping noise. So just to try things out, I've got a plate here. It's got some tabs welded onto it. Looks like they were using for a welding fixture at one time. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I'll link the construction of this cart in the comments section using this firewood rack for building the cart. We've also got some projects coming up for making a guide to make some better linear cuts with this torch. And also I plan on making a radius cutter that will have magnetic base to it that will allow me to make good circles out of the steel that we have out there. So I want to thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and lots more